Paul Tudor Jones is one of the world's most successful traders. With a net worth of over $7 billion, he runs his hedge fund, Tudor Investment Corp, and he also gives millions in philanthropy through his Robin Hood Foundation. He was recently on CNBC, where he was warning about the biggest threat investors are facing right now, and why the traditional 60-40 portfolio is dead. Now, when the billionaires speak, I like to listen, so we'll be looking at his key takeaways, including the biggest threat that we are all facing right now as investors, his thoughts on Bitcoin, and then his thoughts on this recent Bitcoin futures ETF. Is the ETF better or worse than owning actual Bitcoin? As always, if you do enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like. Always appreciated. Okay, billionaire trader Paul Tudor Jones recently gave a warning about the biggest threat we are all facing right now. Ready? Let's do this.
To me, is the number one issue facing the man on the street, investors, is inflation. And it's pretty clear to me that inflation is not transitory. It's here to stay. And it's probably the single biggest threat to certainly financial markets. And again, probably, I think, to society just in general. So this 5.4% CPI is a real eye-opener. It's the highest CPI we've had in 30 years. And of course, it's going to go higher here in the next few months as energy feeds through it. So for an investor in particular, most of this audience, it's absolute death for a 60-40 portfolio, for a long stock, long bond portfolio. So the real question is, how do you defend yourself against it? How persistent will this be? And what does the outlook hold? And there's a combination of structural and cyclical forces that right now are all rolling in the same direction to say that inflation can be much worse than what we fear. So let's just start with the cyclical forces first. We have the demand side of the equation, and that would be M2. M2's grown 5.4 trillion since the pandemic began. That's $3.5 trillion greater than what it normally would have. That $3.5 trillion, 16% of GDP, just sitting in liquid deposits that could go into stocks or crypto or real estate or be consumed. So that's a huge amount of dry powder that's just sitting there waiting to be utilized at some point, which is why inflation's not going to be transitory.
So the biggest threat to financial markets right now is inflation. Now, official CPI is around 5%, but real inflation is likely going to be higher. And this means cash is getting eroded away at an ever-increasing rate. He says inflation is not going to be transitory, which leads us on to what should investors do? If you didn't already know, Paul Tudor Jones was one of the first big billionaires to take a position in Bitcoin, initially with 1% of his portfolio. A few months later, he had increased his position to 5%. And how does he feel about Bitcoin right now? Take a look.
I talked about it, I want to say about 18 months ago on our air, probably March, maybe right when the pandemic was hitting, was your interest in Bitcoin as a hedge.
Bitcoin would be a great hedge.
As an inflation hedge.
Crypto will be a great inflation hedge.
Is it still a hedge at these prices?
Listen, I said then, I said now, I've got crypto in single digits in my portfolio. I have a small trading position in our fund. I do think we're moving into an increasingly digitized world. Clearly, there's a place for crypto, and clearly it's winning the race against gold at the moment, right? So yes, I would think that would also be a very good inflation hedge. It would be my preferred one over gold at the moment.
clearly there's a place for crypto, and clearly it's winning the race against gold. And he now refers to his allocation as single digits. So, do we think this is now more than 5%? Even 5% in a $7 billion portfolio is a cool $350 million. Not a bad start, I guess. He did state that crypto is a good inflation hedge, and it's his preferred option over gold at the moment. Okay, to finish up, we just saw the launch of the first Bitcoin futures ETF, and Paul now shares his thoughts on investing in the ETF versus owning actual Bitcoin. Take a look.
I think a better way to get in would be to actually own physical Bitcoin, to take the time to learn how to own it and carry it. I think the ETF will be fine. I think the fact that it's SEC approved should give you great comfort. I'm not a real expert in ETF, so I don't want to.
But do you believe that this means that regulators are saying, either blessing implicitly or otherwise, that crypto is here to stay?
I think crypto's here to stay. Look, this is the United States of America, right? The reason we're the most dominant economic power in the world is because we unleash our individual entrepreneurialism and creativity. And you're seeing China do the exact opposite, right? That place is on economically a slow boat to the South Pole. Right. And as long as the U.S. can continue to unchain our entrepreneurs, we're going to always be the dominant position.
When the billionaire investors speak, I like to pay attention. Paul Tudor Jones is one of the world's most successful hedge fund managers and traders, and he was one of the first big billionaires to take a position in Bitcoin. He warns the biggest threat to the financial system right now is inflation, and that it's not going to be transitory. He says clearly there's a place for crypto in investors' portfolios, and clearly it's winning the race against gold. And when it comes to investing in the new Bitcoin futures ETF, he says that educating yourself and investing in the actual Bitcoin is going to be the better option for investors. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me, what do you think about Paul Tudor Jones' warning about inflation? Let me know below. For now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then click below and join us. Got some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.